Well, today we're going to be taking a look at Neil Young's Four Strong Winds. This is something that a student of mine brought to me. He was working on it this week, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a lesson video. There is accompanying backing tracks that I've made for this, and these are on the YouTube channel. I'll have the link for those in the description. But let's just take a look at this real quick. At the beginning of this video, I played the song's intro, which is 8 bars. It's got a C major chord, D minor chord, and a G major chord. And then at the end of the intro, you heard that it's something like. So I'm going to cover that later on in the video. For now, though, just know that you can, if you're a little intimidated by playing that little thing, you can just strum G through that, and you could play the song just fine. So throughout the rest of the song, you're mostly using those chords that were used in the intro. It's going to be the same strumming pattern. There is a place where you're going to play an F major chord, and we'll get to that. But to start off with, let's take a look at the strumming pattern. So let's focus just on the right hand and what we're doing over here with the strumming pattern. And before you even start playing chords with this, I would recommend holding your fingers over the frets and just damping them, just like that. And then just try and focus on getting the rhythm down. That way you're not messing around with the chords. You just focus on one thing. You can isolate this and then add the chord later. Okay, so here's going to be the rhythm of the strumming pattern. I'm going to play this first just so we can get the rhythm, and then I'll kind of do a little bit of a slower walkthrough on it. Okay, so what I'm doing there is down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Let me slow that down a little bit. Down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. All right, so there we've got our strumming pattern. Another thing that I'm doing when I play this, and I think I can actually hear them doing this in the song as well, is that on that last up, so I got down, up, down, up, up, down, up. On that final up, before we start the strumming pattern back over again, on each of these chords, I'm lifting my hands and I'm playing the open strings. So. So that'll give you some space to be able to switch between the chords, and it'll sound smooth. It won't sound choppy. Okay, you'll notice that when I play that intro, let me just run through it real quick again. Okay, so that's the first 4 bars of the intro, and you'll notice that when I play the G on the first 4 bars, I'm playing it like this. I've got this shape going on. So I'm actually holding down the 3rd fret of both the 1st and 2nd string. And then the next time around on the the second part of the intro, I'm going to be just playing these two notes along with the other notes ringing open, but I'm going to use my middle and ring finger to do that. And that's going to leave me space to be able to use my pointer finger and my pinky finger to play that little rhythm that's going over the top of that. The other thing you'll notice is that the strumming pattern changes when you get to that G. So we had that down, up, down, up is what's going on in the rest of the song. When we get to that G when we get to this part, so that's just going just like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Now, if you decide that you don't want to play that little fingering part, you can still just play that G. Play it with the down, up pattern. So I'd have something like this. Just don't forget to go back to the other strumming pattern once you go to the C. And that could be a little bit of a challenge. Might be something that you'll have to work through when you're practicing. Okay, so if we look at the first verse, we've got 16 bars. And we can divide this up into two chunks of 8 bars. The first 8 bars is exactly what we played in the intro to the song. And we've already gone over here. The second 8 bars of the first verse, there's a slight variation. And so let's go back first. To explain this, I'm going to look at the first part of verse 1. So in these first 8 bars, we'll just play this over again. Okay, so that's the part we know already. So that last section where I went like this, that's the part that on the second 8 bars is going to be a little bit different. So instead of starting with the C and going to D minor and then to G, we're actually going straight to D minor and then to an F major, and then we play the. So I'm going to play the second 8 bars of verse 1, and if you want to take a listen to the song to see exactly what I'm playing, the lyrics that I'm starting with are "Still I wish you'd change your mind if I ask you one more time." So here we go. So that's how you play the second 8 bars of the first verse. And then the entire song is just that. So it doesn't switch up again. So you're just playing that same progression through all the verses, and the chorus is the same thing. So you learn that, and you've learned the entire song. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at that G pattern. So when when I play that, again, the strum pattern is going to be just up and down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so again, practice that by putting your hands, dead in the strings, and then just go slow at first, slow as you need to go. Okay, so we got the strumming pattern. Let's get up here close on my fretboard so you can see my hands. So what I'm doing here, rather than playing the G chord like this, I'm going to play it with these 2 fingers. All of these other strings are going to be strummed open. Okay, so that G chord, rather than playing the G chord like this, I'm going to play it with these 2 fingers, like this. And using that strumming pattern I showed you, I'm going to just be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up, down, 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 up. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a closer look. Let's kind of isolate that little section. And then open E string, and then back here. So right there I played the open E. So those are the notes that I'm playing, and what I'm doing is I'm using these 2 fingers to play those while I'm fretting these 2 on the G. Well, I hope that's clear enough. So that should be everything that you need to get through that song. Also on my channel, I posted 3 videos of, I've got the introduction to the song as sort of a backing track at 50 beats per minute, one at 75, and then one at 10. If you're having a difficult time, maybe you can make the shapes of those chords, but you're having a difficult time like jumping from one chord to the next. Start off with the 50 beat per minute backing track, play along to that, and that should give you enough time. If you can play the chords, it should give you enough time to be able to smoothly transition from one chord to the next. And then do that until you get comfortable with it and you can do it without making any mistakes. And then transition over to the 75 beat per minute. It's the same exact thing being played. It's only, it's being played a little bit faster. Play along with that until you can transition from one chord to the next easily without making any mistakes, and then try the 110 beats per minute. I can't remember exactly what the beats per minute count is on the recorded version, but if you can play that at 110 beats per minute, you're not going to have any problem just playing along to the recorded track. So that's all I've got for you. Till next time.